Alrighty, well, hello sinners, how are ya? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Pain and Suffering, Conservative Edition. Up until this point, I've enjoyed the luxury of being nowhere near conservative TikTok, considering my For You page is filled with animals, the gays, and whatever this is. But I've decided that it's time for me to check out the other side of the political spectrum, open my mind a little bit. At least I was hoping for that to be the case for this video, but it was actually like opening your closet door and expecting Narnia, but instead you got a bunch of wannabe alpha males, unseasoned chicken, and bargain bin Caitlyn Bennett's. Now that is what nightmares are made of. Okay, I know I'm sleeping with my closet doors closed tonight, so... You closed? Good. With that being said, let's
Wake up, sheeple. The government is lying to you. They're putting chemicals in the air. They're creating the New World Order as we speak. And I should know, because they asked me to be in charge.
And I told him I'd think about it because I have a very busy work schedule and I don't have a lot of leadership experience on my resume. So I think it would be wiser if they chose someone else. But it was very nice of the Illuminati to think of me. Sorry, I don't know what just got into me. That was weird. Anyway, let's just watch some conservative TikToks, I guess. Let's do that. Also, before anyone comments, yes, I did get a new microphone. I'm in the process of changing my filming space and my filming equipment. So if I sound weird right now, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I hope it doesn't sound or look terrible. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Okay, I know we're only one TikTok in, but this person's already wrong. So this was posted back in March of this year, so I assume she's talking about the Dr. Seuss book controversy. And the one thing that's always annoyed me about this controversy is that no one on the left was complaining about Dr. Seuss beforehand. It was actually the estate of Dr. Seuss who came out on their own accord, mind you, and declared that they wanted to pull a few titles from his collection off the shelves because they were offensive. To quote an article from around the same time, detractors accused liberals of canceling the beloved children's author, who sold more than 650 million books worldwide, but it was the company founded by Dr. Seuss's family that decided to stop printing the 6 books because they portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. The offensive images in the canceled books contain disturbing racist stereotypes of black people, Asians, and Arabs. He often sees national or ethnic or racial difference as exotic and as fun or as funny, says Philip Nell, a distinguished professor of English at Kansas State University and author of Dr. Seuss, American Icon. In highlighting the exotic of somebody or the otherness of somebody as a point of amusement, you are telling people that the national or ethnic or racial difference can be the punchline, and that is painful if you are a member of the group who is the punchline. The canceled books include And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, If I Ran the Zoo, McGilligan's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. And just to give you some reference, here are a couple of the other racist images from the books that were pulled. In my opinion, I think the estate of Dr. Seuss made a good move here because we shouldn't be teaching kids that having and believing these negative stereotypes are okay. So I guess this next question is for the creator of this TikTok, but are you saying it's acceptable to show your kids racist imagery? Because that's what it sounds like. And judging by your Blue Lives Matter hoodie, I shouldn't be surprised. Okay, next TikTok. Bum ba bum bum ba. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Ugh, when she respects the trans community? Disgusting! When she realizes that everybody uses pronouns and putting your own pronouns in your bio is showing solidarity to the trans community and normalizing that you should ask people their pronouns. Does this guy realize that he used pronouns in this video while also roasting other people for putting their pronouns in their bio? But just from looking at his caption, obviously grammar isn't his strong suit. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I didn't know I was a singer. Watch out, Gabby Hanna. I'm about to be the new queen of YouTube music.
Oh wait, white privilege doesn't exist.
Huh? So because you have never experienced the disadvantages of white privilege, that means it just doesn't exist? I hope she knows that not being aware of her privilege is a sign of having that privilege. Also, how is using a fake credit card you bought off a Wish supposed to prove your point? Because you look awfully stupid right now. Using your Monopoly money does not prove that white privilege doesn't exist. And come to think of it, using a fake credit card to try to make a purchase is considered fraud. So congratulations, you just filmed yourself committing a crime in front of 7 million people. How noble of you. You really stuck it to white privilege there, I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh, I love him. Isn't he perfect?
No.
I think Helmet Head's got a point. Wearing a mask to protect the people around you, especially if you're not vaccinated, now that makes you a snowflake. Throwing a hissy fit because you have to wear a mask while you grocery shop for 20 minutes, now that makes you the coolest alpha male on the block. I don't know why, but people who disregard the science behind COVID or the vaccine seem to think they're doing something. Like, they seem to think they're like rebelling against the system because they don't believe in science, whatever that means, but they just look really misinformed and kind of ignorant. And we're about to watch a couple examples of that. Get ready, we're gonna go to anti-vaxxville. Woo! Wow, you're so brave for wearing the driest fake beard from Party City on your patio. I think a pair of clown shoes would go really well with that outfit. I love how he's rocking not one, but 2 Trump hats as part of his uniform? Clown outfit? Even though Trump not only got the vaccine, but he also recently encouraged all of his stans to go out and get the vaccine as well. It's ironic, really. What the f? This might be the worst take I've ever seen on the vaccine. Like, this TikTok single-handedly gave me agita for the next hour after I first watched this. If you're watching this and you needed a sign to stay in school, this is it. Consider this your sign. Lauren, can I call you Lauren? Not to be too direct, I know this is our first time congregating, our first time meeting, but I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. And that's not me being rude, just scientifically you're wrong. So in the first part, she says that there's no HIV vaccine, and I'll admit she is partially right. But from my research, Moderna, which is one of the main manufacturers of the COVID-19 vaccine and the vaccine that I personally received, is working on 14 different mRNA vaccines at the moment. So while we don't have an HIV vaccine at the moment, it is currently in the works. Next, she talks about how there's no vaccine for the common cold. And based on my research, there's 2 main reasons why this is the case. Number 1, there are multiple viruses that cause the common cold. And number 2, the cold really isn't that serious. I mean, you typically get over them in a week or so, and they don't cause any long-term effects, so it's best to allocate research towards more serious diseases, such as COVID-19. To quote this article directly, rhinoviruses are to blame for up to 50% of all common colds. That seems like a big enough target to focus on. But of these rhinoviruses, there are more than 150 strains circulating at any one time. Due to the limitation of current technologies, there is no way for one vaccine to protect against all possible types and strains of the viruses that cause the common cold. In her third point, she mentions that there's no vaccine for cancer, and this is just blatantly false. So there isn't one single vaccine that you can take to prevent all cancers. I think that would be impossible, but there are vaccines made to protect you against certain viruses that can cause cancer. For example, some strains of HPV have been linked to cervical, anal, throat, vaginal, vulvar, and penile cancers. In fact, most cervical cancers are caused by infection with HPV. Vaccinating children and certain young adults against HPV helps protect against cervical cancer and the 5 other cancers HPV can cause. People who have chronic infections with the hepatitis B virus are at higher risk for liver cancer. Getting the vaccine to help prevent HPV infection may lower some people's risk of getting liver cancer. Along with this, there are a couple vaccines that directly treat cancer. 2 of the ones mentioned in the article are the Provenge vaccine and the TPEC vaccine. Some cancer treatment vaccines are made up of cancer cells, parts of cells, or pure antigens, certain proteins on the cancer cells. Sometimes a patient's own immune cells are removed and exposed to these substances in the lab to create the vaccine. Once the vaccine is ready, it's injected into the body to increase the immune response against cancer cells. Vaccines are often combined with other substances or cells called adjuvants that help boost the immune response even further. Cancer vaccines cause the immune system to attack cells with 1 or more specific antigens. Because the immune system has special cells for memory, it's hoped that the vaccine might continue to work long after it's given. And in her last argument, she says, a mysterious virus appears and within a year there's a vaccine and we're all expected to take it? No thanks. So technically, vaccine research began in January 2020, and the actual vaccine started rolling out at the end of last year. The reason why the COVID vaccine came out so quickly is because the technology already existed. In fact, mRNA vaccines have been around for decades, so it's not like they just pulled them out of thin air. Multiple companies and governments put a lot of money towards the vaccine because it affected the world in such a small period of time and they wanted to find a solution. And on top of that, scientists had already been working on research for similar viruses such as SARS and MERS. I didn't mean to go on a tangent about the vaccine for this long, and despite my opinion, I'm not going to sit here and say whether you should or shouldn't get the vaccine. At the end of the day, it's really up to you. I presented the information. If you want to go out and get it, get it. If not, I can't force you. But what annoys me is the fact that this TikToker is fear-mongering and spreading misinformation on her platform of over 30,000 followers. It's just very irresponsible in my opinion. But I hope you learned something from my little rant, and if you have anything to add to the conversation, please let me know down below. Anyway, we're moving on to the next TikTok.
No, don't make it gay. Just no!
See, when I first saw this video, I thought it was satire, but then I checked the guy's account and it's not. Let me just say that Christianity does not own the rainbow. Like, yes, I'd agree that the rainbow does play a significant role in the Bible, but it's also an important symbol in other religions, such as Tibetan Buddhism, Judaism, the Mormon religion, and Hinduism. The rainbow is also prevalent in certain mythologies, such as Greco-Roman mythology and Chinese mythology. In addition to that, rainbows play a huge role in art, music, movies, literature, and social movements such as the fight for LGBT rights. Rainbow flags tend to be used as a sign of a new era of hope or social change. Rainbow flags have been used in many places over the centuries. In the German Peasants' War in the 16th century, as a symbol of the cooperative movement, as a symbol of peace, especially in Italy, to represent the Tawantinsuyu or Inca territory, mainly in Peru and Bolivia, by some Druze communities in the Middle East, by the Jewish Autonomous Oblast, to represent the International Order of Rainbow for Girls since the early 1920s, and as a symbol of gay pride and LGBT social movements since the 1970s. In the 1990s, Archbishop Desmond Tutu and President Nelson Mandela described the newly democratic South Africa as the Rainbow Nation, also alluding to its diversity and multiculturalism. Just based on this passage, it's clear that the rainbow has a lot of cultural significance. And in the caption, the guy says, "Not homophobic, it's just history." You're right, as we just learned, there is a lot of history and meaning behind the rainbow, and that history extends beyond Christianity. So, stop gatekeeping the rainbow. Okay, but the military doesn't only get one day to celebrate or be honored. There's actually 3 months and over 40 holidays throughout the year dedicated to the military. April is the month of the military child. May is Military Appreciation Month, and November is Military Family Appreciation Month. But why acknowledge that when you can use your ignorance as an excuse for homophobia? You have more than a third of the year to celebrate the military, but you're mad that the LGBTQ plus community gets 30 days? And what about all the queer people who have served or are currently serving in the military? Don't they deserve to be honored too? I think a lot of people outside the queer community forget the significance of Pride because all they see is a giant celebration and a bunch of parades throughout the month. The reason why we have Pride is to commemorate the Stonewall riots from 1969. I mean, the riots were the catalyst for the LGBT rights movement. Without the work of early LGBTQ rights activists such as Marsha P. Johnson, Harvey Milk, Sylvia Rivera, we wouldn't have the rights that we enjoy today. So yes, Pride Month does deserve its spot in history as well as its spot on the calendar. Thank you. You know that, caught dipping with your friend, you ain't have man lying on you. You know that, Did you guys see that? What's her name? Savannah likes men? In 2021? What? We never see a white, heterosexual, cisgender girl anymore. That's wild. That's preposterous. Wow. Wow. And she doesn't like a mainstream pop artist. She's so cool and different. That is a cool girl right there. You know, Savannah's just built different. You don't want to mess with her, okay? She doesn't like Olivia Rodrigo. You know she's legit. She's so different and quirky,
Talented,
cool,
brilliant,
amazing,
incredible,
spectacular.
amazing,
So
show-stopping.
cool. It's funny that her bio says that she doesn't care about other people's opinions. Meanwhile, she turned the comments of this video off. Wait, I thought you didn't care about other people's opinions, Savannah. What's going on with that? So for the last couple of TikToks, we'll be looking at a page called the Republican Hype House. You know, I thought the regular Hype House was already bad, but they can't hold a candle to the Republican Hype House. That's for sure. I scrolled through their profile for a couple minutes and it's exactly what you'd expect. So before we end the video, let's check them out. I was busy thinking about why I'm a transphobe. That's weird. I thought conservatives didn't like identity politics. That's like one of their main criticisms about the left. But like, it's fine if they do it though. They can play identity politics, but we can't. Okay. A lot of their followers were actually calling them out about this TikTok. In fact, one of them said, "Honestly, I like some of the stuff you post, but y'all just becoming too much, LMAO. I mean, she would do good. Y'all never talk about her policies." And then presumably the girl in the video said, "Yeah, she thinks trans women should compete in women's sports." That's just a blatant lie. Caitlyn literally said herself on video that trans women don't belong in women's sports, so I don't know where she's pulling that from.
This is a question of fairness. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girl sports in school. It just isn't fair. And we have to protect girl sports in our school.
But if someone transitions and now identifies as a girl, isn't it delegitimizing their identity to prevent
Have a good day.
It's almost like she's looking for an excuse to be openly transphobic. Weird. A Republican being transphobic? Color me shocked. Color me the rainbow flag. Oh wait, that belongs to Christianity. And this isn't me siding with Caitlyn Jenner in any way. You know, I'm not a huge fan of her. Our politics are completely different. However, even if you don't like a person, it's still not okay to be transphobic. This girl blatantly is being transphobic and that's not cool. Anyway, next TikTok. You guys have one joke you tell 24/7. And the gag is, it's not even funny. Your joke, it's not funny. It's not funny, it's not original, and they're tired. Just get a new joke. Please, that's all I'm asking. Also, just like the second TikTok we watched earlier, he's roasting people for using pronouns, even though he used pronouns in his own video. Twice! And last, but certainly not least, here is the final video we'll be looking at from conservative TikTok today. I'm happy to say it, but our pain and suffering will finally be coming to an end soon.
So let me get it straight. These people turn these people into these people to kill these people to financially benefit people like this. I guess I was just brainwashed. I get it now. They're just trying to help us.
You know what they say? A broken clock is right twice a day. You're so close to getting it, Queen. You're so close. You're like right there. You're almost on the money. You're right there. You're right there. The finish line is right there, and you almost got it. Queen, I'm rooting for you. Well, that was aggravating. I've had enough conservative TikTok for today. I've had enough conservative TikTok, arguably, for my lifetime. However, since I like torturing myself for your pleasure, if you would like to see a part 2 of me exploring conservative TikTok or a whole video dedicated to the Republican Hype House, let me know down below. Hi, I'm sorry. My battery died while filming the outro, so I will just leave it off right there. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye.